some crazy misogynist engineered The View, because there's nothing worse than The View. In terms of, like, there are so many brilliant women out there, none of them are on The View.
People want us divided, and they aren't just here in this country. They're foreign adversaries who are infiltrating our social media because it is prudent for us to stay that way.
You're seeing this, not just waste. You could call it waste, but it's deeper. It's deeper than waste. It's corruption. And you're seeing that corruption get weeded out. I am hoping that this is successful and that it yields a benefit to the American people, to the working class people, to everybody, where they recognize, like, hey, we can't just be spending all our tax money on nonsense.
Welcome. Imagine this. A show that spent years dishing out accusations, tearing down reputations, and thriving on controversy suddenly finds itself on the receiving end. The tables have turned, and the stakes couldn't be higher. With over 30 defamation lawsuits raining down like a legal avalanche, The View, once the queen of daytime TV, is now fighting for its survival. But this isn't just about lawsuits, it's about accountability, power.
No problem with people, performing. Carrie Underwood performed and said, listen, it's not political for me, I love my country.
I appreciate that people are having a hard time, me too.
Yeah.
I work for a living. If I had all the money in the world, I would not be here.
And the moment the outrage machine finally backfired. Buckle up, because this is the dramatic downfall of The View. It's like the tables have finally turned, for real this time. The View isn't just in trouble, it's gasping for air. This isn't just a little controversy they can brush off. No, this is something far bigger. We're talking about more than 30, yes, 30, defamation lawsuits hammering down on the show like a wrecking ball. The very same show that has spent years throwing accusations at politicians, celebrities, and public figures is now tangled in its own mess, and there's no easy way out. At first, the show's hosts did what they always do, played it cool. They rolled their eyes at the backlash, treated it like just another overblown internet scandal, business as usual, right? But this time, it wasn't just some angry tweets or fleeting headlines. This was real. The lawsuits weren't just empty threats, they were serious legal action. And trust me, when the network's legal team took a closer look, they panicked. Defamation lawsuits aren't easy to fight, but when you're dealing with blatantly false accusations, the consequences get very expensive.
Words matter, and mine are no exception. I regret my comments, as I said, and I stand corrected.
ABC was bleeding money fast. Advertisers started backing away. Executives were faced with a brutal decision: keep the show on air and risk multi-million-dollar payouts, or pull the plug before it gets worse. And guess what? They chose the latter. This wasn't just some brief hiatus. This wasn't a summer break. No, this was a full-blown indefinite suspension. ABC scrambled to put out a damage control statement, claiming they were reassessing the direction of the show and taking concerns seriously. But let's be real, they knew they messed up. And Whoopi? She was furious. Sources say she went on a rant behind the scenes, blaming cancel culture and even accusing her own political allies of turning against her. According to insiders, she felt like she was being targeted by Democrats, the very same group she had defended for years. And just like that,
When you're a certain age, you use words that you know from when you were a kid or you remember saying, and that's what I did today, and I shouldn't have. I should have thought about it a little longer before I said it, but I didn't. And I should have said cheated, and I used another word, and I'm really, really sorry.
The View, once an untouchable force in daytime television, now finds itself in the fight of its life. For years, Whoopi Goldberg and her co-hosts have made a living off slinging accusations like it was their full-time job. Whether it was Elon Musk, Carrie Underwood, or any high-profile figure who didn't fit their narrative, The View never seemed to worry about pesky little things like facts or proof. It was all about the drama, the headlines, and keeping the outrage machine running. And for a while it worked. They built a massive audience, raked in millions, and became one of the most influential daytime talk shows on television. They played judge, jury, and executioner, mocking, shaming, and labeling people as villains without ever worrying about the consequences. But here's the thing about consequences: they catch up with you. And now, The View isn't just facing some internet backlash or a bad news cycle. They are staring down the barrel of a legal nightmare. Because when you start throwing
not good karma, you know? That's what I was thinking at the time. I was two tables away from Trump, and I'm looking, I'm like, man, this is too much.
Mud at billionaires, A-list celebrities, and powerful public figures, it's only a matter of time before they throw something back. And unlike The View, these people have something that changes the entire game: money, power, and top-tier lawyers who don't play around. And guess what? That moment has arrived. This isn't just one lawsuit. It's not two. We're talking about a full-blown legal storm, over 30 defamation lawsuits stacking up like a house of cards about to collapse. And Whoopi Goldberg, she's right at the center of it all. And here's the ugly truth: this might be the one controversy she can't escape. Because, let's be real, Whoopi didn't just make a mistake or misquote someone. She made bold, unchecked claims, twisting facts.
As we speak, the world's richest man, Elon Musk, has full access to the U.S. Treasury federal payment system, and Democrats are ringing the alarm bell.
Elon Musk invested, almost $300 million that we know of on the Donald Trump campaign. Yesterday, Senator Klobuchar made a joke. She said, what's the difference between Donald Trump and Greenland? Greenland isn't for sale.
To fit whatever narrative she was pushing that day. It wasn't just once or twice. This was a pattern. And for the longest time, she got away with it. But now, the people she smeared are done staying quiet. They're not looking for a simple apology. They're not going to let The View sweep this under the rug and move on to the next scandal. They want payback, and not just financial payback. They want credibility. They want retractions. They want Whoopi Goldberg and The View to be held accountable in a way they never have before. And here's the scary part: they just might get it. Because at first, the warnings were small. A few cease and desist letters. A handful of legal threats. Something The View could easily ignore, like they always had. But then the lawsuits kept coming. One by one, they started piling up. Some from celebrities, others from powerful industry executives who were quietly taking notes on everything the show had said about them over the years. And now, it's all coming back to haunt them. ABC sees the writing on the wall. They know this isn't just going to blow over. For the first time in its history, The View is in real trouble. And Whoopi...
Proudest legacy will be that of a peacemaker and unifier. That's what I want to be.
So if he's sending all the criminals away, where is he going?
She's never been this cornered before. But now, the stakes have never been higher. Some of the biggest names in the world are coming after The View, and they're not playing around. Elon Musk, Donald Trump, and even some unexpected figures are taking legal action against the show's reckless allegations. And trust me, this might be the beginning of the end for The View. But how did things spiral this far? Let's start with the two biggest names leading the charge: Elon Musk and Donald Trump. Elon Musk has been a prime target for The View for years. Whether it's his Twitter, now X, takeover, Tesla, SpaceX, or even his personal life, Whoopi Goldberg and her co-hosts have taken every opportunity to drag his name through the mud. They've accused him of being reckless, painted him as an unstable leader, and even speculated about his mental state without a shred of evidence. But this time, Musk is hitting back hard. After winning his massive $80 million lawsuit.
Superstar Carrie Underwood has spent most of her career avoiding political talk, but she's set to perform at the upcoming inauguration. She said in a statement that she's doing it because the country must come together in the spirit of unity and look to the future. And lots of her fans aren't thrilled about it, but lots of her fans are.
Lawsuit against Whoopi Goldberg, Musk isn't stopping there. He has officially filed new defamation lawsuits against The View, accusing them of spreading false, damaging, and defamatory statements about him and his companies. And here's the thing: Elon Musk is not someone you want as an enemy. He's got money, lawyers, and unlimited resources to turn this into a long, expensive, and brutal legal battle. And knowing Musk, he's not just looking for financial compensation. He wants to make an example out of The View. This isn't just about winning a lawsuit, it's about holding them accountable for years of unchecked accusations. And if you thought that was bad, it's about to get even messier. Musk isn't the only one lawyering up. Donald Trump and his wife are also preparing to take legal action. And here's what makes this situation even more ironic. There was a time when Trump was a regular guest on The View. Back when he was just a businessman, they loved having him on their panel. They laughed at his jokes, praised his success, and treated him like one of—
She says, I love our country. How do you love your country and support and normalize somebody who was a convicted felon who really wants to destroy the country, in my opinion? I don't understand how you say you love your country at the same time as you normalize this convicted—
They've accused him of everything under the sun, from corruption to conspiracy, hammering him with criticism at every turn. And for years, he let it slide. He had bigger battles to fight, but not anymore. Sources close to Trump say he's had enough. He's been quietly gathering evidence, waiting for the right moment to strike. And now, with The View drowning in legal troubles, he sees the perfect opportunity to take them down once and for all. And he's not just going after Whoopi. This lawsuit is rumored to target the entire production, ABC, the executives, and even specific co-hosts who have spread false claims about him and his family.
I would not be the person to say don't do it, because I believe in free speech and everything about it. I personally would not do it. No one's asked me, but that's another—
What started as a few celebrity lawsuits has turned into something much bigger. The walls are closing in, and for the first time, The View is realizing that they might not come out of this unscathed. The US president is not taking these comments lightly. His legal team has been gathering evidence against The View for years, carefully documenting every defamatory statement, every baseless accusation, and every moment they went after him without proof. And now, they're preparing to take it all to court. And let's not forget, when Trump files a lawsuit, it's not just about winning a case. It's about making a statement. His legal battles aren't just fought in court, they play out in the public eye, dragging his opponents through the media, just like they did to him. If this case explodes, Whoopi and her team won't just be dealing with legal trouble, they'll be completely exposed. But hold on, Musk and Trump aren't the only ones lining up their lawyers.
Because next up is the man who never backs down from a fight.
This is the most important part. This is right after she was saying, we are run by ABC News. You should trust us, not Joe Rogan, who believes in dragons. So she by saying we should trust them because they're double checked by ABC News, and then making the stupid
situation is spiraling out of control, and now even Hollywood and the music industry are turning against The View. And trust me, when people from every side of Hollywood start pulling away, you're in serious trouble. Now, this one caught everyone off guard. Carrie Underwood suing The View. Yeah, you heard that right. Out of all the potential lawsuits, this one hit differently. Whoopi and her co-hosts thought they could say whatever they wanted with zero consequences, like they always have. But this time, they messed with the wrong person. It all started when Joy Behar made some wild comments about Carrie, accusing her of betraying her country just because she supported Trump. No proof, no facts, just throwing it out there as if nobody would call her out. But Carrie? She wasn't having it. Instead of just firing off a Twitter clapback like most celebrities do, she took things to a whole new level. She went straight to the jury. According to legal documents, the country music superstar is suing The View for millions in damages, claiming that Joy Behar's reckless comments didn't just hurt her feelings, they damaged her career. And here's the thing, country music fans are loyal. They stick by their favorite artists. But when an artist's reputation takes a hit, the consequences last for years.
No one ever committed to doing it. This is like really important because they keep pretending that I lied or I did this or I did that. They never committed to doing it. Well, we went through, I've got a whole, we have all the receipts, by the way.
Of course.
I have a whole list of conversations that took place. They never said she was going to do it. So this whole idea that we over and then we over for Trump, incorrect. Just not true.
Carrie's lawsuit doesn't hold back. She states that Joy Behar's words weren't just baseless, they were meant to ruin her. And when it comes to defamation cases, intent matters. If Carrie can prove that The View knew their claims were false, or at the very least, recklessly ignored the truth, Joy Behar and ABC could be facing one of the biggest payouts in the show's history. But here's where things get even worse. Carrie's lawsuit has opened the floodgates. Suddenly, other country artists are speaking out, calling out The View for their blatant bias and their constant attacks on musicians who don't fit their political agenda. And some are hinting that they might take legal action themselves. And if you thought that was the end of the disaster, buckle up, because the next name on the list is Joe Rogan. Now, if you know Joe Rogan, you know he doesn't play games. He calls out hypocrisy when he sees it, and he's built his entire brand on being unfiltered, unapologetic, and impossible to cancel. But Whoopi Goldberg thought she could take a shot at him without any blowback. During a heated segment on The View, Whoopi boldly labeled Rogan as dangerous and irresponsible, claiming that his podcast was spreading harmful misinformation. Now, let's be real, this isn't the first time Rogan has been hit with accusations like that. But Whoopi's specific comments, that's where she messed up. Joe Rogan is not just some guy with a microphone. He's a business mogul. His brand is worth millions, and his podcast reaches far more people than The View ever could. So when Whoopi went after him, she wasn't just picking a fight with another media personality, she was attacking a global powerhouse. And Joe? He wasn't about to take that lightly. He fired back in classic Rogan fashion, exposing The View for their own history of misleading statements. He pulled out receipts, bringing up past controversies, double standards, and moments when The View had been caught peddling misinformation themselves. The hypocrisy was too big to ignore, and Joe made sure his massive audience saw every detail. But he didn't just stop at calling them out. He took it a step further. He filed a counter lawsuit. Joe Rogan officially sued The View for defamation and damaging his brand. And the best part? He had the proof. His legal team compiled clip after clip of The View making false claims, contradicting themselves, and spreading misinformation over the years. And when you've got multiple high-profile lawsuits, public backlash, and advertisers pulling out left and right, there's really only one outcome. And that's exactly what happened. The View got suspended. The network couldn't handle the damage control nightmare anymore. With lawsuits from Carrie Underwood, Joe Rogan, and a growing list of furious celebrities and former fans, ABC had no choice but to pull the plug. And Whoopi? She might have just ended her entire career. What do you guys think about The View's shutdown? Do you think they'll recover, or is this the end? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next one.